You're watching Masters in Trading Live with Jonathan Rose.
Hey everybody, it's Jonathan Rose and welcome to Masters in Trading Live. Masters in Trading Live, I get on here every day the market's open, 11 a.m. Eastern time, go over the market, share some thoughts. Once in a while, we'll share our trade of the day. I got the chat open. Hey, everybody in the chat, thank you so much for joining us. Telvin's playing with my computer. Telvin, is everything okay? Hopefully everything's okay. Is my volume on? Telvin's my producer. Telvin's just helping me in the background. Hopefully everything's okay. Janet's here. Hi, Janet, Dale, Rick, John, Chuck, Eric, James, Dale, Jeff. Guys, awesome. We're all good. Thank you guys all for joining. Market's moving a ton. Last week, we talked about how the market was falling, but we were buying because the QQQs were getting very undervalued relative to the rest of the indices. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how that played out. I got the questions up. Please feel free to ask any questions. I'm going to try to get through all the questions while we're live. We are live, so if I make some mistakes, again, I apologize. I'm live. What are we going to do? Okay. Oh, Janet, fantastic. I can't hear you, but you can hear me. That's the way this is supposed to work. Okay. QQQ. Hey, Bill, how are you? So we're going to look at volatility, and we're going to look at the QQQ. Switch over to my screen. Here we go. Okay, VIX 9D is 21. VIX 9D is very strong. This is a chart that we were showing last week. Okay? Guys, this chart we're all familiar with. This is our expected move. Okay, it's just volatility. It's front month volatility. The market expects QQQ to stay in these ranges. When it doesn't stay in these ranges, it comes back in 91.67% of the time. So if you have an opportunity like this, the math suggests that the QQQs will trade back in line. Did it up here on the resistance side? Well, that was the trade. Just keeping things nice and simple. Now, will QQQs rally from here? I don't know. There's so much volatility in this market. The QQQs are having an $8 to $10 range every single trading day. There's lots and lots of wiggle room in this market. We want to stay active. So QQQ, really nice trade. James was able to take his trade off at 8:41 this morning, and he was out with a $6,400 profit in the QQQ. James, heck of a trade. Thank you for sharing. Glockenspiel. Let's move on. Here's the other chart that I was sharing all last week. And this chart is our butterfly. Now, butterfly, this might sound intimidating. Don't let it be. Butterfly. Butterfly, belly, wings. This is kind of like a bat. This is going to be the Qs, and then the S&P, and the NAS. When the butterfly gets expensive, you sell QQQ, and you can buy everything else. QQQ gets expensive. QQQ gets inexpensive down here. Down here, down here, down here. Down here it got really inexpensive, but that's another reason of why we're getting long QQQ. This is a butterfly. There's 3 different products on this one chart. Get the pen out of the way so we can see Chaz here. Chaz gets in at the 510 calls. He buys them for $413. That's $413 of risk. And he gets out this morning, making 100%, $822. Really, really nice trade. Here's another chart. Last week, we talked about stocks don't like to stay around big numbers. Stocks don't like to stay around big numbers. Well, big number. We bounced off the 200 period, and now we're bumping up to that 100 period moving average. So 3 different charts last week to explain how we're going to trade lower. Don here locks in $1,660 in his QQQ trade, and you don't got to ask for Glockenspiel. You've earned your Glockenspiel, Don. Just a really nice trade. Let's talk about a free trade. This is something we talk about all the time. Guys, are you familiar with a free trade? Now, I'm guessing because the chat, most of you guys are in our Discord community, you're aware of a free trade. So let's talk about a free trade. This morning, someone managed their trade by selling half, and they're in a free trade. Let me explain what that means. Let's say 5-10 calls, which are right here. Let's say you're long from $2. Okay? And let's say you bought 5 of them. So let's say you have a 5 lot. You're long from $2. Your risk is $1,000, right? So that's your ultimate risk in the trade. And so as the QQQs rally, your 5-10 calls, they start to look good, right? You're up a whole bunch of money. Well, a free trade is what happens if you sell the 5-19 calls? And you sell those for $2. Well, now you're long 5-10, you're short 5-19, you paid 2, you credited 2, you took in 2, and so now you have a free trade. You have no more risk because you bought 2, sold 2. So we use what's called a free trade as a way to manage our position. Oftentimes, if we're long calls or if we're long puts, when the stock starts to move, if you don't want to lock in profit, if you just want to buy time, extend yourself in the trade, it's really, really smart to do what's called a free trade. And that's what Old Dog New Tricks was able to do here. Does anybody have any questions on what a free trade is? It's a very, very important position management tool for all option traders. Really, really important. IWM, Russell. IWM is kind of interesting. Another thing that we talked about all last week. 218. Big resistance, guys, at 218 in the IWM, in the Russell. Right now, the Russell is trading at 213.70. Before I head off, I'm going to leave you with something. Because right now, if I can find my charts here, right now, that's what the IWM looks like. QQQ is getting those buy signals as well. But if anything, the QQQ is what we're looking to get long. Okay? The IWM is what we're looking to get short. I don't want to be long the IWM down here. I'd rather be long the QQQs. So the trades that we're going to be doing in our community is we're going to be looking to buy the QQQs if it comes down and gives us another retest of that 503. As the QQQs rally, instead of covering those QQQs, we want to cover with the IWM. That's the trade that we're going to be looking for if it presents this week. James, what happens to me 4 times when I sold puts? James, we're going to have to ask your brokerage that question, or if you have a specific ticker, I could try to help you with. Okay? But just remember, when you're long a stock, you have the right to buy it. When you're short calls, you can be put that stock. You can be given that stock. Okay? That's why when we're buying options, we want to keep it nice and simple. Oh, cool. For instance, SMR, if you're just buying these, you can never lose more. Buying options is so straightforward. These 18 strikes, you could buy them for 95 cents. You can never, ever lose more. If you sell them, it's just like you're selling stock at 18. And if the stock goes to 100, you're still short from 18. No, it's a great question, James. Watch this VIX 9D as well. This market is heavy. Thank you, Saul. And if you guys would be so nice, and if you could smash that like button, make sure you're subscribed. If you can share these videos, anything you can do to help is always greatly appreciated. All right, guys, everybody in All Access, you guys hang on. For everybody else, thank you so much for watching. If you want to work with us, there's a number posted on the screen. Once I switch off, we're running some pretty cool promotions. Give a call, find out what we're up to. We'd love to see you inside in the Discord. For everybody in All Access, you guys hang tight. We'll be right back.